If you're a travel agent, travel advisor, travel agency, DMC, or even a hotel representation group, I want you to really think about getting on YouTube to build your presence and build trust with your potential customers that probably will end up booking with you eventually. And I want to talk about something. I started on TikTok right during COVID. It was the prime time to be on the app. No one else was competing with me, and I was trying to convince everybody to get on, and everyone kept telling me, oh, it's just a kid's app. Oh, it's just for fun. It's just for doing like the little, I call it the Mrs. Doubtfire dance, right? But I want to tell you something. This week alone, I got 2 bookings for a all-inclusive resort that I made a video on about 3 or 4 months ago, and I honestly had no clue if it was going to take off. I had no idea. I was just like, you know what? I just, in my gut, I knew this whole TikTok era is kind of ending, right? Now it's all pushing all the affiliate links and this whole TikTok Go and booking through their booking.com partnership or whatever companies they're working with. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of like not working anymore, right? Like we need to have an honest conversation. This is kind of not working. So, and it's okay to talk about this. So many travel agents and my colleagues, only my close friends and colleagues will open up and talk to me about how things are going. And I already know this because I've experienced the same thing, right? It's a waxing and waning industry. Anytime anything happens in the world, whether it be a war, violence, unexpected situations, protests, strikes, bad weather, hurricanes, everyone all of a sudden is just like, oh, we're not going there. Oh, we're going to cancel. We're not going to go. Nope, we're going to not go to that country again this year. And so you've really got to, as a travel professional, cut through all the BS online. You can't be sitting here just doing the trending audio and with you doing something funny in the background and just saying, yeah, book your trip with me. You know, call this DMC, call our tour operator. We're 24/7. That's not going to work. People don't want that. And if you go on YouTube and you look at what other people are doing, I'm not saying in our industry, I'm talking about parallel industries like consultants, sales, car dealerships, car repair people, people that are plumbers, roofers, realtors, right? If you look at all of that, there is something very unique about them. Those people make a ton of money and a ton of referrals and their phones ring because people know exactly who they are. They're not trying to fluff. They're just sharing their knowledge, their expertise, and what they've learned, their insight and perspective and their recommendations. And a lot of travel agents go wrong with this because they think, well, I can't just share all my knowledge because people will just go to the hotel's website and book the hotel or go to the tour company's website and just book the tour without me. And it's super sunny and there's a huge gray cloud coming. So it's going to start downpouring, and it downpoured already, and I had to go inside and cancel this setup. So I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly, but you've got to stand out from the crowd. Everyone now was talking about this whole AI thing, and I got to be honest, I kind of call BS a little bit. I understand where it's fitting in certain things, but everyone's trying to jump on the bandwagon and having AI create everything, create your social media and everything. And what's lacking right now on social media and YouTube is people's ability to cut through the noise. You're not cutting through the noise with another Facebook group where you're competing with people with like 500,000 or 1 million members in those groups. You're not going to be able to compete with them. I know a lot of people out there teach Facebook groups and are trying to tell you, oh, you just didn't create enough of a niche, or you know, it's too generic. It didn't, but it's not. Everyone's been doing that for a long time, and honestly, the times have changed. And what is going to cut through the noise online, and why people do book with me, and why people tell me when they fill out my trip request form or email me, is that, you know what, I really appreciate how honest you were. I really appreciate that you were really, it sounded like a sincere recommendation. It sounded like a really good critique. Like you were actually sharing the pros and cons of things. And a lot of travel agents are afraid to do it. I'm going to tell you to cut through all the BS, all the noise, and just be true and honest and share your experiences and share what you've learned along the way and what you actually suggest people do. I didn't say to go suggest to a specific hotel to book a hotel for a honeymoon. I said, what do you suggest people do? What's the strategy? What are all the failures that you've seen your past clients do, or people that haven't booked with you? You keep seeing them make the same errors and mistakes. What strategy do you want people to employ, right? So are you cutting through the noise, or are you just sitting here doing what everybody else is doing and just making a Facebook group and posting and talking to a wall all day? And also, don't forget, Facebook groups, you have to babysit. That is a babysitter. It's like a garden. That's got to be watered. The soil's got to be tilled. You got to keep checking on it. You got to be in it. If you don't want to babysit, you probably should be on YouTube, because YouTube also shows up in Google search when people search for certain things. So you should be making content about what people are actually looking for. So if you just went to Peru on a fam trip, guess what? You should have a couple dozen videos of like maybe 2 minutes long, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute or an hour-long video. You should be the #1 dude right now, or lady, on YouTube and talking about What are things that people are always missing, and how fast paced are these trips? How tired were you when you got home after a 10-day Peru fam? And would you suggest that for people? What would you suggest for people that really are not that active? Do they maybe need a more luxury catered experience? Because if the 5-day hike to Machu Picchu for you as a hiker was too difficult, then your clients in their 60s and 70s probably aren't going to be able to handle that, right? Have you shared like what type of experiences are for the right people? Have you shared that? Like, you should be in there clarifying everything, creating so much clarity that people are like, oh, I actually should call her. She actually knows what she's talking about. A lot of you are afraid to do that because you think you're gatekeeping, but I got to tell you something. YouTube's been out for a long time. Google and Reddit have been out for a long time. You can find almost anything you want right now on Reddit. Like, let's be real. And people are sharing real experiences for free. And it's actually showing up in the AI search results. So you might want to get on the bandwagon of less babysitting, right, with the Facebook group, and maybe talk about creating some core videos about what you actually help people do, how you help them navigate the topics and questions that come up, and what are you actually helping people create? Do you want something that's not all getting dirty and sweaty and getting your hands and feet covered in mud in Peru, like for an epic 10-day tour in Machu Picchu and going to, you know, Rainbow Mountain, all the cool places down there in South America, right? But you can also substitute that destination with anything that you specialize in. But maybe this is the time not to follow the crowd and to maybe just create your own path. I've always, even as a pharmacist before I did this travel industry career, I never really listened to what other people were doing. I know a lot of people always followed the leader and everyone else, and I gotta tell you, I never did that. And I'm so glad I didn't, because it led me to so many cool places. So if everyone out there is telling you just do a Facebook group, maybe it's time to create a YouTube channel that is actually real and honest and true, and more storytelling and conversations and maybe interviews with other people in the industry. Maybe cutting through all the noise is what you should be doing. Everyone's asking what to do with social media. I don't have any clients, no consistent clients. There's months with no business. Well, maybe instead of doing the social media stuff, YouTube is more like the encyclopedia. Why not create an encyclopedia page around topics that you're passionate about, right? Why not help people make decisions? Because that will build trust. People will share your video with other people that they know who will then reach out to you and say, hey, I saw your YouTube video. That happened to me on TikTok because I was mostly talking about factual information and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Not so much like, this is the best hotel. Yes, I did a couple of those videos. Those did well. But the best videos that ended up resulting in trip requests and people booking were the ones where I was actually being honest and talking about like, hey, is this appropriate for the right people? Or is this resort for everybody? Or is this more catered towards like super luxe, super posh, dressing up fancy, not casual at all, right? That's what people want to know, right? Think about it. You can probably cut through the noise really quick by just putting your phone on a tripod like I have right now and posting that video right now on YouTube with the minimal amount of editing. And that's it. And go into Canva and create a cover image, right? The tile, right? That's it with the title. And you're not going to know what's going to work until you do it. It's like playing tennis or golf. You just have to start swinging the bat. So maybe this is time to reevaluate what you've been doing and maybe get on the easy train so you don't have to be a babysitter anymore in a Facebook group. Maybe you can also get off the Instagram and the TikTok so much and just post stories and push everybody to your YouTube channel, right? Maybe. I don't know. Only you can decide. But I hope you click follow and hope you join me on this journey. And I'm on this journey with you as well. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you tried this before. Let me know if you're petrified of YouTube. Let me know in the comments. What are you feeling right now? And I'll see you in the next video.